got the founder of Oath Keepers, former staffer for Ron Paul, ex-paratrooper, disabled vet, firearms instructor, former Ron Paul staff member, Yale Law grad, research scholar, and Montana, Nevada lawyer. And he's camping with friends in Utah. I'd love to be camping in Monument Valley, boy. That is so beautiful out there. And he is with us for the next 30 minutes. He also writes a column for SWAT Magazine. He has had the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center imply that he's a terrorist. Mother Jones said that he's involved in treason and sedition. And all they're calling for is for the troops and military to follow their oath and not confiscate our firearms and be part of this new world order. But I also wanted to get him on today because of a Raw Story interview he did. It says, Oath Keepers founders slams conservative media hypocrisy. So we've got him on about that as well. We'll talk about it in the next segment. But on the subject of the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center and Mayor Bloomberg trying to say that the car bomb dud in Times Square Saturday, that he thinks it's people that are against health care, government takeover of health care. I mean, it's just amazing what they're doing, Stewart. We must be getting under their skin.
Absolutely. You know, you get a lot of flack when you're right over the top of the target, that's how it goes. And I'm proud to be on the Southern Poverty Law Center's list of patriots. Right there with Ron Paul and Judge Napolitano. I'm in good company.
Absolutely. And, of course, yours truly, I'm on there as particularly evil.
Right, that's right. You are. That's right.
And we're on the White House enemies list as well. I mean, this is really an act of desperation. They're trying to divide the American people by saying, you know, if you say the sky's blue, you're a racist. And Obama gave a commencement speech last week where all he talked about was don't be angry, do what the government says. They're really concerned.
Absolutely, and as you said, you know, if you just quote the founding fathers and stick to the Constitution, that's a threat to them. And so they're going to try to demonize you, but they're jumping the shark now. I mean, it's getting to be absurd.
Oath Keepers is just exploding. It seems like it's backfired on them in the few years since you founded the organization. Now it's just all over the place.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Every time they attack us, like they had recently, they had Bill Clinton of all people attacking Oath Keepers by name, mentioning us along with 3 percenters, the gun owners, in a speech and in several interviews. So when they're starting to hurl ex-presidents at you, I think you're doing something right. So I think they're just afraid of the Constitution, and they're afraid of our message and trying to shut us up. It's just not going to work. Well,
Bill Clinton 2 weeks ago said the Tea Party people are going to cause another Oklahoma City, and when it happens, it's going to be your fault. I think if another Oklahoma City happens, we better look at Bill Clinton. I mean, that's a frame up in the making.
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing to keep in mind also, look who was sponsoring the event he was speaking at. It was a George Soros sponsored event. And these are, you know, he's the mouthpiece and the puppet, but the people who are pulling the strings are far higher up, as you know.
And who is George Soros? He's one of the big investment bankers involved in all the derivatives, robbing us 7 ways of Sunday.
That's right, and it's both parties. That's why I gave the interview to Raw Story. I said, look, you know, there are conservatives who are sincere and are real constitutionalists. That's who are, you know, that's the grassroots of the Tea Party movement. I have utmost respect for them. But all the fake ones, all the neocons, I have utter contempt for them and no respect for them whatsoever.
Well, we're about to break. Let's come back and go over the points that you made there, because absolutely, Oath Keepers was founded against the Patriot Act, what happened in Katrina. You've been very critical of Bush, so is Ron Paul, who you worked for, and the media has spun it and said basically you're some type of Republican operative. So I'm glad you're out there explaining this, because when the Republicans come back into power, we're going to be right back in the same situation because they're owned by the same people. I want to get your idea of how we get that message out so we can have real change in this country. Stewart Rhodes is our guest. We'll give you the Oath Keepers website and a lot more on the other side of this quick break. We'll have Stewart Rhodes talk about what the Oath Keepers actually stands for, the 10 things they promise to not violate, so you can make a decision for yourself. You know, are they evil? Is George Washington bad? According to the federal government, yes. This nation is being criminally and unconstitutionally absorbed by private central banks that are looting every major country on the planet. They want to destroy borders, destroy constitutions that protect private property and the right to self-defense. This is their stated goal. This is economic conquest backed up with military conquest. 2 new films that came out in the last month, available on DVD at Infowars.com, that are so important to get in the hands of the American people, and your purchase supports our operation here. Invisible Empire New Order Defined defines who the globalists are, their history, their master plan, their crimes. And Police State, The Rise of FEMA, a year in the making, chronicles the physical force they've been setting up. Training for gun confiscation, confiscating guns, military checkpoints popping up everywhere, training the military to take on the American people. It is so important to get both these videos and make copies and air them on Access TV and give them to your pastor, give them to your employees, give them to your boss. Get it out to everyone you know. Infowars.com, the online video bookstore, or call toll-free 888-253-3139. We've got Stewart Rhodes, who came on short notice. He's on a vacation with his friends camping in Utah, the founder of Oath Keepers, Yale Law graduate, Army paratrooper, one of Ron Paul's staff members. Founded Oath Keepers because of the militarization of police, the gun confiscation training that was going on during Bush. The media has tried to basically, well, Mother Jones said seditionists, treasonous traitors, just absolute defamation. And I want to get into this interview he did with the Raw story that we've got linked up on Infowars.com. Oath Keeper founders slam conservative media hypocrisy. You can actually go to oathkeepers.org and actually read what they really stand for and why the system is so threatened by them. But we've had the Southern Poverty Law Center, Stewart, attack us. We've had the ADL attack us, and Ron Paul and Judge Napolitano and yourself and myself, and say we're calling for violence and imply we're enabling terrorists and just asinine tyranny. Meanwhile, illegal aliens rioted in Santa Cruz, set fire to a restaurant with torches, knocked out the windows of more than 20 businesses, no national news coverage. Bloomberg's trying to blame the Tea Party for the failed truck bomb, even though they've already arrested a Pakistani in New York. I mean, you're an American, so you don't even want me to make this point because black, white, Hispanic doesn't matter. But you're half Hispanic. What do you think about the fact that they're really trying, from my point of view, to stir up racial tensions in this country?
Well, sure, it's all part of divide and conquer. And they don't pay attention to anybody else's threats. The only thing they find to be a threat is Americanism, is bedrock constitutionalism. That is their great enemy. It's like Dracula being afraid of garlic or the cross. That's what they fear more than anything else, is that Americans will come together on the bedrock common ground of the Bill of Rights. They don't want you to do that. They want to divide and conquer. Police against the citizens, black against white, brown against white. They want you all dividing, left versus right. They want you to divide and fight amongst yourselves so you don't see what they're doing. They're destroying the republic.
They are. Let me bring up one more point on this issue and then get into so-called right-wing hypocrisy. I don't know if you saw this. It just came out Friday, but I know you've seen all the other confirmed drills and reports. They're training Brigade, Homeland, and the National Guard in drill scenarios where the Tea Party is going to attack military and police. And in the drills, they describe us as drunken, racist, and they even talk about taking us to detention centers. I mean, this is really scary. What type of reports are you getting from all of your Oath Keeper members in the military and law enforcement on this front?
That the parallel is going on. It's no accident. I think it's total hogwash and a whitewash to say that one officer inserted that scenario into the Fort Knox training. That's just nonsense. We're getting feedback that they are being trained. Multiple reserve units for both Marine Corps and Army are telling us they're being trained by command of NORTHCOM for domestic disturbances. And it's not because it's some kind of future hypothetical. It's because there's something coming down the pike. And they know this. And the gut feeling among the troops is that they don't like the training they're being given, and they understand that it's for something short-term. It's not just way in the future. And in fact, we have a 2-star general retired he just retired last year, who's going to go do some looking around, and he's talking to other current serving general officers. And so we're hoping to get some feedback from him this next week.
Well, please, sir, break down the type of intel you're getting. I mean, we know in the John Warner Defense Authorization Act, passed in 2007 and concurrently the 3 years after it, it states Northcom is for domestic disturbances, and even putting down governors and states that say no to the feds. And we see Hardball with Slimeball Matthews and others saying that, you know, Obama may have to be like Lincoln, and that the federalism issue has been settled via the Civil War. I mean, this is serious.
Oh, absolutely. And what Northcom has done is, hand in hand with FEMA, has done an end run around the states, dividing the country up into the 10 zones under FEMA, which are the same 10 zones under Northcom, and now with the Council of Governors. I mean, it's putting in place a shadow government infrastructure that during emergencies they can just bypass the states, you know, nullify the state governors, and just you know, be under the reign of FEMA, mesh with Northcom together, and that's what's happening. You know, they're setting this up, and now the training is becoming much more focused and much more overt. But the thing is the troops don't like it either. When we're here, and as you heard on the call-ins you've been getting from active duty, they don't like this. They understand what's happening. That's the big difference.